For those of you that don't know me, I'm the director of marketing for Being True to You. I went through our program last year, loved it and the team so much that decided that I was like, I'm going to work for you guys. This is going to be great. So thank you all for being here. Just wanted to do some quick announcements. For those of you who don't know, we are offering two really great promotions for upcoming spring training. We're offering $250 off with code TRANSFORM111. Don't worry, I will drop that in the chat for you. And then if you sign up by Monday, we're also offering you access to a new training program, a pre-training program, and it's our first time offering this. We know that, trainees get really excited and they sign up and then have to wait, a couple months maybe before the training starts. So this is our gift to you guys, just to enrich the program experience, to help prepare you for the journey that's ahead. So there are some really great goodies in that pre-training program. It's got a few things, like we'll have some bonus educational videos, like a psychedelic preparation and integration workbook. You'll also get a 60-minute coaching session with one of our amazing coaches. You'll get the preparation toolkit and then 3 additional live prep workshops with our instructors, Susan, the lovely Elaine, who you'll meet shortly, and our founder, Deanne. So that's just another incentive. Just as a reminder, that would be only available to those who sign up by Monday, February 12th. So if you have time and space to join us, we would love that. And I'll give a reminder, and then of course we'll have an email reminder. So don't worry if you already forgot the code. I'll drop it in the chat for you guys too. But thank you again for joining. For those of you who haven't met Elaine, she is an incredible human and one of our amazing instructors. It's such a treat to share space with her. The way that she operates in the coaching mode and just her normal human mode, but are just incredible. It's really a gift to watch, and we're really thrilled to share it with you guys. So with that, I will kick things over to you, Elaine.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you everyone for being here. Before I get started, I just wanted to say, I think it would be better if we save questions for the end for after the exercise. So if you do have any questions while we're going through, just write it down, or you can put it in the chat box, and then there'll be time at the end to go over any questions that come up. And if you put it in the chat box, sometimes other people that work for Being True to You that are on the call, they can answer those questions for you. And then if there's one specific that I would answer, I can answer those for you too. So just keep that in mind. We'll leave the questions for the end to make it a little bit easier, and so that I don't fall behind with what I wanted to go over today. But great, to get started, my name is Elaine. I'm a coach and instructor with Being True to You. I've been with Being True to You since 2019, and I've trained about 300 coaches a year in how to coach. I've been leading the training with a handful of other instructors, going on about 5 years now myself. So I've supported the training of over probably 1,000 coaches now at this point, and we've witnessed just such beautiful transformations through our program. It's really a gift to be able to hold this space. So for today, my focus is going to be, in this class, is going to be a little bit different than in some of the other workshops that people might have joined to get information about the program. I'm not going to go over the content and the format of the entire training. That was covered in an earlier webinar. So if you haven't seen this, just let us know and we'll send you a replay. So we have that recorded. Instead, today I'm going to share a bit about my experiences and what I do at Being True to You, and then we'll get to learn and practice some coaching tools together on the call. Again, you don't have to join in on those. It's totally up to you. So you can observe, you can participate as much as you want to. So my role at Being True to You is to help people in the program develop their coaching skills. And I do this in 3 different areas of the company. So I start with teaching coaching skills in the coach training program, which is what you're enrolling in right now. And then I also continue mentoring, teaching workshops, and working with coaches after they complete the coach training as part of our Blue Lotus alumni membership program. And that's where coaches can continue refining and developing their skills. And then lastly, I manage our ketamine coaching pod. And so this is a pod of coaches that supports clients through our ketamine partner relationships. So this is Being True to You's largest coaching pod, and we bring on new clinics regularly and consistently need new coaches to help support this growing niche. So part of my role is like to continue supporting the mentorship and development of coaches coming through the training so that, you know, hopefully a good amount can continue working with us. So about Being True to You and the ketamine partnerships, Being True to You is not exclusively focused on ketamine. We actually started the company, now it's probably 13 years ago or so, Deanne started the company with a focus on ibogaine. So ibogaine was for addiction recovery. That's how she was working with it at the time, and was doing preparation and integration work for ibogaine experiences and various other entheogenic medicines that we worked with over time with different clinics, different retreats. But with ketamine, it's grown significantly in the past few years, and there's a big need here. So I started the coaching pod and working with the partnerships about 3 to 4 years ago for Being True to You. I passed it off, and now I just work on the mentorships. So I'll just speak a little bit about the ketamine clinics. They're important in the industry for numerous reasons, and I'm just going to name 2 of those reasons. First, for many clients that are coming through, they are the person's first doorway into self-reflection. So for people coming through, the inner work might be brand new for them. So having a trusted coach that can meet them where they are is crucial for them to get the most out of their experience going through this ketamine treatment. And secondly, which I think is important to the larger industry, is that many clinics are also preparing to serve other medicines once they become legalized or once they're able to use them in a clinical setting. And so with them opening up all over the country and all over the world, the infrastructure is already in place, which makes for a smooth transition to support other medicine work as well. So just wanted to share that and the 3 areas that I support Being True to You in. And then a little bit more about what I do with the coach training program. So my goal with training and developing coaches is to have more professionals in the industry and more safety in the industry. When I started working for Being True to You, I was, shocked not at Being True to You, but at just the level of unsafety in the industry and recklessness. And I still see that today, but it's much less. And I think that's due to the care that people bring to this industry. And so the majority of the people that we train through the coach training do end up working in this field in some capacity. Some people work full-time, some people work part-time. Some people just start by volunteering. That's where they're comfortable. And so people find a way to make it work. And so some take the training and they apply it to their current job, or maybe they use it to solve a problem in their community. So there's different ways that people use the training. We're one of the few companies, if not one of the only ones that I know of, that provide coaches opportunities for working with clients after you finish the program. So we have a lot of coaches that work with us, and they apply to work for Being True to You. And if they pass the process, sometimes they need a bit more training. So sometimes they're ready to go right after the coach training. It's different for each person. And Deanne Adamson is the owner of Being True to You. She's the owner and the founder. And so she's worked incredibly hard, and she's sacrificed a lot to always maintain a good reputation in the industry. So really everyone in the industry, in the psychedelic industry, and many organizations prefer to work with us, or they require their coaches or their guides to go through our program. So we're very well known in the industry, and we have a very good reputation. And then as part of the coach training and the Blue Lotus program, I personally offer various experiential workshops. And so if you haven't heard of an experiential workshop, or you're not sure what that means, I just mean in those workshops, we're not learning theory, we're discussing a concept or reading a book. We are doing applied coaching in action. So you get to experience it and practice it yourself. And so in my classes, I've broken down the learning components into basic skills that anyone can master. And I'm going to demonstrate some of those skills today in this class. However, I did want to point out too that regardless of how many trainings that you take or how much you learn, really practicing is the key to get better at coaching. So, so anyway, practice makes perfect. Keep practicing. You'll get better really fast the more that you practice. And so I'm going to give you some tools today, some exercises where you can start that practice now. You can start applying some tools that we use as coaches, some of the main tools that we use, and start working with those. So let me just check the chat before we get into the exercise portion. And I'll just check in with Vanessa or anyone on the admin team. Is there anything I missed before I can continue? I'm not keeping up in the chat box.
Yeah, no, I think we're good, Elaine. Thank you.
Okay, great. So the next part of the training, I'm going to do an experiential exercise where I'm going to demonstrate 2 coaching skills. And so these coaching skills are learning to listen to the body and learning to reflect back. And so I'm going to invite some shares from the group once we complete it. It's up to you if you want to share. You don't have to. It's completely voluntary. And so before we start that, I'll just mention that this is an exercise in listening to our bodies and what we feel. So for a lot of people, this is new, and some people don't notice much right away. Other people might feel a lot in this exercise. So both things are great. There's no right or wrong. I was one of those people when I started these exercises. I didn't feel anything when I was learning these skills. And as I continued to practice, it came to life for me, and it serves my coaching practice in so many ways. The body, learning to understand and communicate with the body, just it gives you so much information that you wouldn't otherwise get if you're just working with the head. Like if you're just working with someone's thoughts, you miss out on so much. So even if this feels uncomfortable or silly, just give it a try. And I also want to add that participation in the exercise is optional. Even gentle exercises can be triggering for people sometimes, depending on, past experiences, sensitivities that come up. So feel free at any point to just opt out and observe if it doesn't feel right for you. So with that, I will get us started. And hopefully at the end, we'll also have time for a little demo as well. But I'll still be demonstrating both tools. So I'm going to start here by just asking everyone to find a comfortable seat. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. You're just going to start by bringing awareness to the breath. Allowing the breath to flow all the way in, all the way back out. If there's thoughts there or busyness in the mind, just let it be there. Just notice it without any judgment. Noticing which area of the body the breath is flowing into. Maybe you notice it in your chest or your lower belly. Maybe you can only feel it in your nostrils. So just see where you notice it. Taking a few more moments here. And then with our eyes still closed, still in our own experience, let's zoom out a little bit and see if we can take the full body into our awareness. Noticing any physical sensations that might be there. You might notice areas of tension, pain, maybe expansion or strength. Or maybe you notice that you're tired today or you're full of energy. And just see, like, how can you tell? How do you know that in your body? What is it in your body that's telling you how you're feeling? So we're just going to keep our focus here for a moment. If there are any thoughts, if our mind is racing or there's anxiousness, let's just see, like, how do we notice that in the body? And it's okay if you don't notice it either. And so here I'm going to do a little experiment with everyone while we're in this state, while we're paying attention to our body. I'm going to say a few words, and I want you to notice any sensations or emotions that come up when you hear these words. So notice what happens inside of you when you hear the words, all of you is welcome here. Just remember, there's no right or wrong. You might feel a rejection of that statement, or you might feel relief or something else. So I want you to just take a mental note of what you did notice with that. And we're going to do this one more time, but this time, after I say the words, I want you in your head to repeat those words to yourself. So again, I want you to notice what happens, any physical sensations in the body or any emotions that come up when you repeat these words to yourself. All of you is welcome here. Again, making any mental notes of what you noticed. Maybe you didn't notice much, but you noticed something small. Just take note of it. And maybe notice, like, what was the difference between when you heard me say it versus when you said it to yourself? Was there more acceptance, less acceptance? Maybe it was neutral both times. So again, there's no right or wrong. We're just learning how we respond to external stimuli. So that's what this is an exercise in. So I'm going to invite some shares from the group. And before I do that, I'm just going to stop the recording. So just give me a moment here. Oh, I can pause it. Okay, I'll pause in case I want to.